Hey everyone, it's Rachel Wolfson here at the Apex Dev Summit in Amsterdam, and I'm doing a series of interviews for Web3 Deep Dive Podcast, and I'm really excited for today's guest. Today I'll be speaking with Markus Infanger. He is the Vice President of RippleX.
Hey Rachel, thanks so much for having me. Good to be here.
Yeah, thanks Markus. So Markus, thank you for coming on. Now, you've witnessed a number of evolutions in terms of finance over the years. Let's talk a little bit about decentralized finance. Where do you see that going today, and how do you think that's going to impact institutions moving forward?
So look, I think decentralized finance powered by blockchain technology is going to bring the same paradigm shift to finance that the shipping containers brought to goods and TCP/IP has brought to the internet. And it's really alongside three key aspects of it, which is decentralization, standardization, and interoperability. And you can see with, in the case of goods, pre-1900, shipping was very complicated. The shipping container reduced cost by something like 90%, and trade grew like 700% in the 20 years after. And with TCP/IP, obviously, everyone's familiar with 5 billion people connected, sharing information. And so these paradigm shifts unleash huge transformational shifts in prosperity to global economies. And blockchain is everything it takes to do that for finance, which is full of frictions. And I firmly believe institutions will adopt this to remove these layers of intermediation that cause this friction so they can reduce costs and eventually create value or continue to create value.
Can you give an example maybe of how institutions might use DeFi moving forward, or how they're already using DeFi?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple of reports out there of large financial institutions running certain pilots using open source blockchain technology, embedding some trust anchors to do security settlement transactions, tokenization of financial assets. I think JP Morgan, MAS, and DBS did some pilot a couple of months ago, released a paper, and there's a couple of those more. So I think if we look at just the total amount of financial assets and how they operate, some guaranteed bond issuance takes weeks. And the general sort of transaction time is just like days or weeks. And so basically using open source networks that are global out of the gate can really help these institutions to then remove some of these layers to add a significant amount of speed, seamlessness, and obviously price reduction to consumers.
Is RippleX doing anything specific to help drive DeFi for institutions? And if so, what is RippleX doing?
Yeah, so look, RippleX is really focused on contributing protocols, programs for the growth of the XRP ledger, which we firmly believe has been designed to solve for institutional-grade financial use cases. It's basically built for business, and the reason for that is that it's inherently designed very efficiently. So transactions take 3 to 5 seconds to finality, very reliably so over 10 years. It's facilitated more than 2.6 billion transactions, which is more than Ethereum, by the way. And so we as Ripple are probably the living proof that this technology is battle tested for real world use cases like payments, which is how we have been using the XRP ledger technology in the form of XRP to facilitate cross-border payments in a couple of seconds at a fraction of a cent in the billions, right? And so that's been significant growth there. And so RippleX is really focused on contributing further innovation together with a growing community that help further the possibilities for XRPL to really have an impact in the world of sort of institutional grade financial activity on chain.
Wonderful. So Markus, I just want to get your opinion on this. Has it been challenging at all working with institutions to adopt DeFi?
So look, I think if you look at DeFi as this sort of like 100% peer-to-peer decentralized solution, then probably yes, right? Because like you're dealing with parts of the economy, right? And so the economy is a big deal. We saw in 2008, after the great financial crisis, that put like more than 80 million people into extreme poverty. So it's not basically an experiment. If you want to do real economic transformation using this technology, you need to get it right. You need to get usability on the one hand right. Some of the pure DeFi stuff may be still a bit too clunky. And you need to get regulation and compatibility with regulations right. And so that's why Ripple has been combining elements of the XRP ledger and then together with some other elements which we build around with RippleNet to be able to have an impact today, working with regulated financial institutions and at the level of user protection that is adequate to really working with financial use cases today.
The financial use cases today, I mean, can you give some examples of those? And also, what regions are those being implemented in?
Yeah, so with Ripple and RippleNet, I would definitely highlight payments first and foremost. And if you look at payments and all the financial use cases individually, they're all like trillions of dollars in total addressable market. And so if you look at, hey, what has a payment transaction underneath, there's actually a lot more than you would intuitively think. And hence why Ripple honed in on payments first and foremost, found product market fit there, and basically has been scaling that business up until now. As we look further, we certainly see other areas where blockchain technology and core financial use cases can make a big difference. Things like aggregating liquidity, obviously the action of exchanging, from one form of value into another, the storage of value, as well as things like lending in the future potentially as well, where this technology can bring a lot of efficiency into the game.
Do you think AI will play a role at all in
Ooh.
terms of DeFi for institutions?
Yeah, I mean, this is a topic, I think it's been gathering so much attention, even beyond just blockchain technology. I truly think the possibilities will be, unimaginable almost. Key here is that we can trust AI, right, as humans, and I think that goes, again, beyond just blockchain or finance. And so it's interesting, blockchain technology inherently is built sort of for trust. And so I do believe there, as AI takes its own share in terms of, technological revolution, that blockchain technology will play an important role to weave that trust into the interaction with AI. And there's some crazy stuff happening in the crypto world already today with, tinkering with zero-knowledge proof and using that as an elegant cryptographic solution to make AI trustless. So we can able to trust it, and then you can see things like self-innovating blockchains being suddenly on the menu, which is very interesting, given that the decentralized network may not be the most efficient one by design, as opposed to when you have a centralized network, somebody can call the shots and make decisions more quickly.
Right, self-innovating blockchains. That's interesting.
Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I want to learn more about that.
Thank you.
Cool. So Markus, anything that you want to mention that we can look forward to with RippleX and what you're doing?
Yeah, so I just want to say, look, we're so excited. We've seen so much growth in the XRPL ecosystem more broadly. Just in the last 1.5 years alone or so, we had hundreds of projects that are starting to build. There's more than 1,000 projects now on XRPL. And like in a period where there's actually been difficult to see more Web3 developers joining the ecosystem more broadly. And so we're just excited to see all the innovation that's coming, all the innovation that will come through. I hope you saw the keynote of David Schwartz. Otherwise, I'd recommend everybody to see that one, so you know what's in store in terms of product roadmap and innovation. So we're super excited to see so much growth.
Good. Well, thank you. And I'm so glad to be here at Apex with all of you. So thanks for having me here.
Thank you for coming.
Great. Thanks.